I like to grind up sardines, throw it in there too. All right, let's get going. Bum, 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 ba, 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 bum, mo, mo. So welcome to Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Oh, long night. Super Bowl last night, huh? Hello, my name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist, TradersWay.com. Really nice to meet you. Thank you for being a client. We appreciate you. Throw your diamonds in the sky. Do these sessions every day, Monday through Friday, here at Forex.Today, 7:30 in the morning. The reason for that is it's approximately London lunch. It's also a couple hours before New York opens. It seems like a good opportunity for us to get together as a community, align our satellites, talk technicals, talk fundies, trader psych, whatever you need, I am here to provide. Trying to give you skills so that you can trade successfully for many, many years. And hopefully through loyalty and respect, you choose TradersWay as the broker for your successful Forex trading business. So I hope you buy into that business model. Thank you, Jay-Z. Oh, you know what? I haven't even launched my charts. Let's do that. Share your screen. So it's a Monday after non-farm payrolls. These are the exotics. And that's the close, a gap down here. This is USD South End. So didn't have an open, missed a limit on there, so no entry. Looking at USD Turkish Lira. Wanted to sell a little higher. You can see it appears that it gapped down, filled the gap, and then continued mission as supposed to, but very modestly. Going over to the USD Mexican peso, we were short this 2 days before the end of the week, so we shorted it here. It came down, flipped, and reversed on the strength of non-farm payrolls. So I don't remember where I got out. I think it was down here somewhere. And the entry, I think I got in pretty late. I got in, I'd have to look. Take care, Ryan. Hope all's well. Okay, and this is also USD Mexican peso. What? I don't know why I have it on 2 different time frames, but But what you can see is almost an entry, no entry, no entry, no entry. So there you go for the high yield exotics. We'll go to the main page here. Drop this into a 15-minute chart. This is pound dollar. This goes back to non-farm payrolls last week. The only entries you have London Open in here. And the central is the top. So that projects a bottom of here. Okay. Now, based on non-farm payrolls, we have this coming down to support up into next week and then down. For some reason, I have this drawn up into this zone and then way down. And then one scenario of up, which has failed. Okay. So some big moves. Good morning, Eddie. Some big moves, huh? So we have this support here, which is this week's support pivot. If you look left, we also have that area wicked. Okay. So down, up into here, and then down. Seems fairly reasonable. I wouldn't ignore that. You can also see that by the time we get down there, it'll probably be the daily 21, which would actually be a bullish entry if you're a bull, which might be kind of what this is trying to describe here, but let's do it this way. And, okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. And I guess we don't need this because you get that. All right, so a bull, let's make this, yeah, I guess blue is fine, right? A bull is hoping for something like, sorry, drawing tool errors. All right, I think a bull is hoping for something like this. Okay, just want to make sure that's clear. Okay, that would be the bullish move. The bearish move is still down and up, but instead of making a higher high, it fails. Okay. So either way, whether you're a bull or a bear, I think you would think it would come down to about here and then at least hesitate, at least retrace. Okay. It's a pretty rare scenario that price just blows through that 21, decides to fall further anyways. That's pretty rare of a case. I don't know if we're in that case. Okay. Yeah, and then back down in this area. I think there's good reason to think that there are still bulls in this market. We don't know if they're right or wrong, but I think they're still there. Yeah, look at the R1, S1 scenario here. R1 top, S1 bottom, that plus the 21. There's a lot of logic in there. So that doesn't look like it's required. All right. So where are we now? Where do we go from here? Let's double check this horizontal line. Nobody said it was easy. So looks like I got these areas marked. It doesn't look incredibly accurate. I don't quite recall, but yes, we are in a roll reversal zone. I'll get rid of this one while I'm here. Okay. So a bull wants to buy it lower, probably the central. A bear wants to sell it up here as a double top, but the bearish part is difficult because it's an uptrend. All right. So we have the up, we have the down, we have the up, we have the down, we have the up. Okay. Now, really, a bull would have preferred this to go up, down, up. So the fact that it hasn't shows a lot of weakness in this move. So the other scenario could be something like this. Okay. Notice previously we've already identified areas such as this. This is an area of interest or area of opportunity. That's your AO. Okay. So I like to simplify things just to simple levels of where people would buy or sell. To me, that's the most important thing of what's going on. Okay. I treat them like steps, where you step up, step up, step up. So what do you want to do? Well, I think I would like to stay technically bullish until we kind of break this region even. Okay. I think it could still go whoop. I think it could still go whoop. I think it could still go whoop. But after that, forget about it. So this is your opportunity to change your, or at least check your aggressiveness. Right? Does your bias and your eagerness fit market conditions? Okay. You can see even this is a buy zone if you want to stay a bull. So the most important thing, of course, is if you know you want to stay a bull, you're thinking like, yeah, I might take a shot here, or maybe here, or hopefully not here, but it could be here, and you're just waiting. And that's called a plan, actually, isn't it? And a bear, I think, would sell into here, and then lower high, and then lower low, then lower high, and lower low. Make sure you're not monkey in the middle, right? Right, do you remember the three different kinds of market participants? There are bulls, there are bears. What's the third one? and pigs. And what happens to pigs? Pigs get slaughtered. Thank you, Shaw. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Yeah. So, yeah. No, it's because you're not a bull or a bear, so you're fighting both sides of the market. Think about it. If most of your trading is an area that a bull wouldn't like and a bear wouldn't like, then it moves a little one way and you get bears, and it moves a little the other way and you get bulls. And I don't know how your profitability. Monkeys, Barry, they just laugh. Nobody says it was easy. Yeah, we already looked at this. Who cares? Cares, eh? Forget about it. So I have gold coming down a little further than it actually happened. I'm sorry. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. I don't think I have anything to add to this. Yeah, Ross, that is true. I like that one. It's actually goes into game theory. I don't think Adam Smith covers that, but we did in one of my classes. I don't know, about a year ago at Harvard, and there's another one where two hunters are hunting, and right, if they work alone, there's so many rabbits, but if they work together, they can catch a deer. But you can't catch a deer by yourself. So you have to decide, do you trust the other guy to go off in that direction and you go off in that direction, and if either catches a deer, you share it. But if he decides to start catching all the rabbits and you're walking around all day looking for deer, which you're not going to be able to get on your own, then one guy goes home with a whole bunch of rabbits, and the other guy goes home empty-handed and hungry. So do you trust or do you defect? And that's kind of what there's a little bit of there, the two dogs and the hare. But I don't think Adam Smith was doing game theory. I had my first exam of the semester, 3-hour economics test with calculus. Finished it in 85 minutes. Genius, genius, genius. Macroeconomics, yeah, finished it in 85 minutes, a 3-hour test. 3-hour test. Yeah. 25 questions. Covering things like Euler's theorem. I got 100%, Martin. 25 out of 25. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. But there are only about 3 questions where I really had to like figure it out. The rest was pretty straightforward, which I was happy with. So, all right. So up, down, 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 up, up. Okay. So this is kind of a great opportunity for us to analyze the market. I mean, this is what remember I had to teach myself. So I'd look at charts like this and really try to figure out what happened, what can I take forward with me. You know, in this situation, you see we had an uptrend, so I'd identify that. I'd say, okay, we had a clear uptrend. Then there was some consolidation, folks. Show heads up, then it cleared double top, okay, and then made the lower low relative to that high, right? So you can see we had a trade plan here. You either sell it on this roll reversal or you sell it back at the top. Hopefully you can still see that. Which one worked? Why? You know, all this kind of stuff. You know, that's the part to ponder, right? Yeah, Ryan, just live in the penthouse. You'll be fine. Let's move up to the penthouse. Yeah. A wizard shouldn't live like a hobbit, you know. There's just natural laws of the universe, right? Yeah, see? That's a lot of apples. So anyways, right, pretty interesting price action. It's really unfortunate that this didn't come down. So then you could take this opportunity to say, well, what happened that day? What day did we challenge this? And, you know, was it oil inventories? Was it some other news? What was it? Go back and try to figure it out. Yeah, but Ryan, always remind yourself that in that same building, on the opposite side of the hallway, is that person with the beautiful view of the ocean, $70 million apartment. There's someone looking at the city view, staring at the hills. It's probably a lot less than 70. But I would never buy that. I'd only buy the nice one. Yeah. But it's really a castle, though? All right, cool. That's the better way of doing it. Yeah, Chuck, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is how I taught myself. So I would look at this and say, well, why, you know, why did it not fall like this? Okay. Because I think in a situation when you're down here, very often it does this. So is that right? Is it wrong? Because it didn't do it. So why didn't it do it? What can I learn from this situation where I thought this would have a high propensity to hold? Okay. So instead of holding, it broke through and then the other one held. Well, this goes back to that last question, right? Bulls and bears and pigs. Well, if you were a bear, there was like you'd sell here or you'd sell there. Pretty standard, right? One of them's going to make money. You know, and obviously, you know, you could say, well, maybe it's the strong uptrend. Maybe there's just a lot of bulls that just are not on the clue train yet. Maybe it takes more to reverse a powerful uptrend. You know, it's not going to be a market that does this. It's going to be a market that does right? So it's an opportunity to ponder, because I don't know if you actually print out your charts, print out your trades and stuff, and look at things and say, why isn't it doing this? Why did it do that? What do I think it's going to do this week? And that's how I really looked at it, you know, the pondering part. And that might be the better way. There's less confusion in the sense of, you know, taking a course on trading the ADX and the CCI combination. And you're like, oh, well, look at the CCI. It was only at 86. To me, it delays your understanding of the market. I think those things are more important after you have an understanding of the market itself, right? But you wouldn't look to it for answers. You would look to it for information, right? So if you look at your speedometer at your car, it's not going to tell you where you're going. Hopefully that's a nice analogy. La 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 la. I don't know. Did anybody actually do that? Sit down outside, maybe, if you're in a warm area, with a whole bunch of charts or reports you printed out from the central bank. Did anyone sit down for a couple hours and just look at the market, think about not the, you know, not the weeds kind of stuff, the forest kind of stuff? Guy did that on, you know, guy, is a guy or is a gee? Yeah, gee. All right. Doesn't that feel good though? Like you're the vacation trader, feels good, right? You're like, I'm the real deal. Look at me sitting by the pool reading Barron's magazine and you know, looking at charts. It just, to me, I always like it's just boom. It's funny, I've been doing this for so long, but I still feel that way. Like, look at me, I'm like a real trader. I'm like the real deal. This is good. Yeah, cool. I can't wait till I grow up, right? Oh, I feel like a big boy sometimes. Yeah, but those moments I think are real, at least to me personally, because I don't know you, right? I don't know how you work. For me, it really was, or taking those types of actions were critically important. So like the old story of doing the business planning retreat by myself, changed my life, right? Changed my life. And on the smaller things, just reading about the market, reading about other market participants, like what hedge funds are doing and what wealth managers are doing. I used to travel. It's funny. I used to travel a lot more. I traveled 125,000 miles last year, but I used to travel to New York a lot, and I'd go to events. You know, like hedge fund manager events, stuff you had to be invited to, and you couldn't get invited unless you were licensed and registered and stuff. And I liked it. I just liked the business. It was cool to see what people were doing, right? But yeah, sitting outside on the deck. No, it's miserable in Georgia. It's not beautiful and warm like Singapore. But if I was at the Raffles Hotel, uh, I'd be right at my little round table right outside my suite, and I'd smoke my cigar and I'd read my newspapers, probably even trade out there. I miss it. Tell you, I love that hotel. Just it's awesome. I gotta get back. Yeah, in the garden. Yeah, not the city side, inside, up on the second floor. Oh man, loved it. So happy. I was in the had this giant, beautiful suite at the top of the Ritz-Carlton, the best view of Singapore you've ever seen in your life, and I didn't like it. Yeah, it's all right, Chuck. I'm white. Oh, you mean the building? Yeah. So, anyways, I don't think there's smog in Singapore, but so anyways, like that, that's where if I was back there, I mean, that's what I would do. I would have my charts open. I'd be reading the newspaper, enjoying it. So, anyways, take the time to not just look at the 15-minute chart, throw down a trade, and oh look, this might double top. Click. Let's see if I can make money. Really back things out every once in a while. Ask yourself to think like a professional trader. Ask yourself what's going to happen in the next 3 months and why. Right? Imagine if you worked for me at a hedge fund, and every 3 months there was an exercise where you are not allowed to trade until you wrote me a report outlining what you think is going to happen in the next 3 months. I know it's really academic and probably slows you down. Like, come on, man, I need to trade. I need to make money. I'm like, well, not with my clients' money, right? So you need to, before you start trading, you should have a plan and a thoughtful plan. And wouldn't it be great if it was actually backed up with like facts and data? you know, so lots of people do things like, hey, tell me about the Aussie. What do you think about the Aussie? Like, I think there was a guy at NFP, right? He's like, what do you think about the Aussie? I'm like, what do I think about the Aussie? I'm like, why don't you go to the RBA website, download 2 or 3 reports, read them, and tell me what they say? Why don't you tell me what the RBA thinks about the Aussie, right? So wouldn't it be great if you said, well, here's my outlook for the Australian dollar over the next 3 months based on this data that the RBA has provided. Sure, there's an improvement in export data, but blah, 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 la, 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 blah, 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 blah. And so, over the next 3 months, there'll be, 2 meetings, and we'll take a look and see how these things change. And just really, right? Right? Wouldn't it be nice if you had an opinion based on fact? So I had a ponder recently. I thought it'd be interesting if we ran a mock hedge fund. Like 12 people put in $1,000 at TradersWay, so there's all these different accounts, and I oversee the team of 12 like a true hedge fund, and I bust everybody up into basically products and product managers. That's what a portfolio manager really is a product manager. and you trade not like it's 1,000, but like it's 10 million, or let's say a $10,000 account. Instead of 10,000, we just pretend it's 10 million. What's the difference? Just a bunch of zeros, but I still want to see 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% per month over and over and over again. But I would break it down, and like I said, into not just like, I'm a random currency trader, I just throw trades all over the place without focus or intent, right? I would break it down into true portfolio managers. And I think that'd be interesting. To say, you know, we ran a hedge fund with over $12,000 under management. But, you know, but as a team, we were averaging 50 to 100% a year with incredibly low volatility, almost no drawdowns, you know, blah, 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 blah. But I don't, who's got time for this, right? But it'd be fun, wouldn't it? Meanwhile, I'll teach myself calculus as I do advanced macroeconomics. I have to petition Harvard to get into the second, the advanced week that I'm trying to get into, and that's taught by a woman that is used to work at the Boston Fed, like my professor, but also worked at the New York Fed, and might still actually work at the New York Fed. So I'm like, wow, learn economics from a Fed dude and a Fed chica. Federica Chica. I mean, nice, right? Like, Harvard's awesome. So, but I have to petition to get in, unfortunately. Just like in this other class, I really have to fight, but I think it's interesting. So here's the conundrum I kind of landed with earlier today. I don't really have any setups. Nothing quite got or did quite what I wanted it or needed it to do. So I haven't kind of like loaded the boat anywhere. But we'll see, maybe, right? So what do we do in this? You can see I have this set up for a double top and a drop, but I also remember cautioning you, like, I don't think I would want to sell the euro. Even though these things are set up, this is technical analysis, and you would look for things like if you thought it was, you know, technically it could drop, and then you saw it was, you could kind of try. Well, anyways, looking back up at the chat, looks like I have my 12 people, huh? Let me try to fold that into something. Let me ponder that a little more too. Yeah. Well, it'd be one of these things though, like if you lost your $1,000, you screw it up for everyone, so we're going to have to cut off a pinky. Well, it's not really competition. It shouldn't be. But of course it is, right? But ultimately, the team has to win. Yeah. But I don't know. It'd be interesting, like kind of like on the job experience or something, huh? So maybe I'll talk to the leadership at TradersWay. Maybe we can set it up So I have a master account overseeing a bunch of portfolio managers so that I can see you trade. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. I think it'd be very, very interesting, but I could see how it could really become something like what if you're not performing well, then I should tell you as the manager, and then maybe we need to do one-on-ones. And bro, that my time ain't free. Even if I had time, it's not free. So we'll have to figure that out. Let me ponder that some more. All right. So anyways, again, I kind of was hoping to see a little bit of yen's strength. If not February, certainly March. Aussie, you see how much weaker Aussie is? So Euro was up here, right? Let's put it into context. Where's my drawing tool? Euro was up here in a similar pattern. Remember the double top and then it went higher anyways? So Euro is way up here, higher high. We looked at Kiwi. Kiwi kind of had a pattern, but is about here. And then you look at Aussie and we're down here. Right? So this is not exogenous to the Aussie, it's endogenous to the Aussie. So who knows until we get further information from the RBA. Right? So beast. It's behind though, isn't it? It's funny how it's just shaping the double top now. You can see I was, as a bear or someone that was willing to become a bear, you can see I have setups that just didn't work out. And to me, that's how you'd be wrong in Forex as a trader. You create ideas, which we call plans, and then you use technical analysis to confirm or deny your hypotheses if you want to use language from scientific methodology, which I like a lot, right? So you're looking, this is an evidence-based trade. You're using evidence to confirm or deny your hypotheses. First hypothesis, lower low creates a lower high off of maybe this area here, or a little higher off of this area. You know, something happened here, but you didn't get what you're looking for. Next one would be maybe a double top. Well, didn't quite get that. How do you treat this? Maybe you want to be careful. Maybe because we're talking about reversing an entire market that's been long since October, maybe we need 3 touches, right? This goes back to the thought process we were talking about. Really pop open a chart and really look at these things and say, how does a market like this reverse? How does a market like this, here's October, right? It's been up since October, so I know you've made a ton of pips. Wait, that's a year ago, sorry. That's too far back. Okay. Okay. Double bottom in October. Okay. It's been up since then. First of all, did you make money? And if you didn't trade it, why not? I mean, it's okay. You say, well, this moved, but there were better things. Okay, that may be the case, but like, is this clearly moving up? Yes or no? Did you make money on it? Yes or no? If no, why? Right? You're like, well, because I don't like double bottoms followed by higher high, higher low, 1, 2, 3 reversal patterns. I just don't like those. Most of the time, it's because on a 15-minute chart, you never even saw this pattern, right? On a 15-minute chart, you're like, this moved sideways for 3 weeks, maybe a month. You could have bought it here, had your stop, and just sat on it for a month or 2 or 3, and you might have made more money. So sometimes this is where the pondering, you go back and you might look at your trading behavior, and if you only trade like a 1 minute, or sorry, an hour chart and a 15-minute chart and a 5-minute chart, you're like, man, I made like 100 trades in here, and at the end of it, 62% were winners, the rest were losers or break evens, and you're like, I made a few hundred pips, right? Right? And you're just like, that's it. And then you could say, well, I could have just bought it and did nothing, right, for 2.5 months and made 1,000 pips. So which one is better? The one that's you work 6 hours a day for a month and make 200 pips, or the one trade you take, move, drop a stop, walk away, 2 months later you're like, 1,000 pips. How cool is that, right? That's what the pondering is about. Right? Or how about this? Here's just another. I know I beat these things to death, but at some point it's going to be really important to you. So I got to drill it while I'm on the soapbox. If you had $1 billion to trade Forex, billion, cash in your trading account, billion. I've seen people with more than that. So it could be you, and they're not superhuman people. In fact, they were some of the worst traders I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm like, how many B's is that? That's a lot of zeros, bro, right? Anyways, at some point, you just can't deploy the capital on 15-minute charts, right? What are you going to do? Put 10,000 standard lots on this 5A cross up? And you're like, yeah, man, if it comes up here, I'm just going to drop, I'm going to drop 40 billion because I'm leveraged, right? I'm going to drop 40 billion on this, boom, and pick up 20 pips, right? Can't even deploy the capital fast enough, right? So you kind of need to do analysis and have a longer time frame so that you drop a trade and you sit on it longer, or you build and scale up your positions over time, like true, right? Like the true poor hedge fund manager, just 10 million at a time, right? 10 million here, 10 million there, and just slowly build up your positions. But that means you need a longer term direction. And then you say, wow, I'm doing this $10 million at a time. And Wayne was teaching me how to make 300% a year on just interest. You're like, it didn't mean a lot to me when I was trading mini lots, because you're like, Wayne, that's like $30 a year. But it's much more interesting when it's 30 million a year. You're like, that's nice, plus the pips. And then you're going to thank Uncle Wayne. Okay? So, whatever. have a strategy, guys, in the sense not like how you enter trade. Anyone can enter trade. Have a strategy as far as looking at markets and deciding what's going to happen in the future. Right? You got to act like a genius. You know how you look like a genius? You simply have to be smarter than everyone around you. No. And most people are lazy. Just not even think like one. Just do it. Most people are lazy, right? Be the smartest one in the room. But that means actually, like, go to the RBA, actually do it. What's stopping you? Go to the RBA website, download a report. I don't even care what it is. Any report. Just download the sucker, read it, highlight it, and circle things that you think are important, right? Highlight things that you just don't understand, and then go do some research. Boom! Look, now you're smart, right? Look at that. And then when you sit with clients, you're like, well, you know, just the other day I was at the RBA's website and I downloaded this report. There were some fascinating things that came up. And I think it would really, really impact the value of the Aussie dollar over the short run. And then your potential clients go, damn, that guy is smart and good looking too. Here's all my money. Good luck, son. Right? Oh, look, that's it. And I'm honest with you. I've seen people with billions of dollars in their Forex account, and they sucked as a trader. So there are people like walking around like, I have billions of dollars. Are you any good at Forex? You're like, I'm excellent at Forex. Yeah. So like, so many people focus on the wrong thing. I understand in the beginning you're going to need, you know, what is a 5A cross? What is a 2155 cross? You probably don't trade even the stochastics properly. So, yeah, Joe, this guy that I saw, he lost like $375 million in like 3 days. I'm like, wow, because he buys at the top in a downtrend 4, 5, 6 times in a row. Like, this guy sucks. This guy sucks. I can destroy this guy. I can beat him simply by not trading, right? Because zero is going to be better than negative 375 million. Yeah, he was excellent at calling tops. Maybe he was dyslexic. Instead of clicking the sell button, he clicked the buy button. Because you know it's weird, right? It says sell and buy, not buy and sell. It's always backwards, but anyways, I mean, look, we can do technical analysis then, right? How do you trade an oscillator? So you can see I've done this earlier on whatever analysis of this USD yen. Okay. Lots of times I find that gurus that are in the business of selling you crap, they'll tell you to like sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low. I don't know if that's true anymore. I'm sure that gurus are more sophisticated than they were 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 15 years ago when I started just giving back to the Forex community. But it's not actually the right way to do it. I have lobster jalapeno peppers in here from last night. So got to have a light breakfast. So the way to actually use these oscillators, because you can see they can be powerful. But look, it didn't work here. Okay. The key here is to identify the support and resistance. Ideally, if you're a bear, you're simply looking for resistance, right? This is just telling you how it rolled over. Okay. So, what does a stochastics do? It actually looks at these candles based on your settings. It looks back at a certain amount of candles. So my settings are 3, 5, 8. So they're looking at candles really close to each other over, 3, 5, 8 periods, that kind of stuff. It's really sort of like a 5-8 cross is really what it is. Okay. But not all 5-8 crosses are equal. Some make money, some don't make money. So the first thing you need to do is identify a direction. Which crosses do you believe? Which ones are right? And that's always determined by your bias. So if you're a bear, first of all, you need the market to at least turn bearish, right? Then the second thing is, once market conditions are favorable, then you look at things like resistance. Because now you're a bear. Do you care about support? No, we're going to blow right through support. Why? Because you're bearish. You're going to destroy support. So now you're in the business of down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up, sell. The oscillator is looking at these candles and says, based on the count, let me change colors. Based on the candles to the left, we are not making lower lows. In fact, we're making higher highs. So your Stokes will be rising. And at some point, it's going to turn, and the oscillator will say, oh, based on these new candles relative to the previous ones, we're not making higher highs now, we're making lower lows, and the oscillator will roll over. So I use the oscillators to say, hey, first of all, in market conditions that are favorable to my bias, I want to find lower lows that produce lower highs, ideally at resistance, and I want to sell in the falling market when price is falling. Market is going to be determined by 2155 or simply your bias. As soon as you look at a chart and say, I'm a bear, are market conditions bearish? And you look at them and you say, yeah, I think they're bearish, then that's done. Decision made. Okay? So the next one is, when are we retracing back to resistance? And then when does the oscillator or the 5-8 indicate price is falling in the falling market? That's when I should sell. All right. So you probably would ignore a lot of these, right? See, if you're a bull, you could buy this if you were a bull. You'd have to be a bull. But you might be a bull. Okay. How about this one? It's oversold too. It's very similar to this one. Do you buy it if you're a bull? Right, we're talking about this one, right? Yeah, it's not at support. This doesn't look very pretty at all. Okay? But you notice that it is at support. Conversely, if you're a bear now, Okay. Boy, this is fighting today. Okay. The guy even have the divergence here for you. He predicts this big drop. Okay. Come on. Okay. Right? No, no, not really, not really, not really. Not really. Okay. Instead of just buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, right? All right, so let me think about that, about a team, a true trading team. Yeah, okay, well, maybe. Yeah, but I spent 2 hours making gourmet jalapeno poppers. They were so good. So did a sweet Thai chili barbecued chicken, and then minced that up, got that into some cream cheese, stuffed that into the jalapeno, and then wrapped that with bacon. Oh, oh, whoa. So we had the lobster, which I did in the same fashion, and then the sweet Thai chili barbecued chicken, cream cheese, stuffed jalapenos wrapped in bacon and barbecued. Oh, 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 oh. Really. So, yeah, so, I just didn't get a lot of setups over the weekend. I was a little bit bummed. I felt like if I pulled the trigger, I was forcing things. And I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't. I felt last night when the market opened, at first I'm like, I don't like anything. Then I thought, maybe I'm just tired. I want to deal with the Super Bowl. I've been studying for days for this exam that I just took. So I've been studying for days. I thought maybe my mind was tired, and I was at a robotics tournament over the weekend for my daughter. Her team won an award at the state championship. Her poor brother's team didn't make it this year. Learning experience, huh? Isn't it great hanging around a tournament for hours and hours and hours that your sister made, but you didn't? Hanging out in an area that has hundreds of children your age, and somehow they're all, yeah. Oh, my boy's older, so. But they're both in the Genius program at their school. They were selected. I think the official name is the Gifted program. But when you get accepted, you get a letter like, dear student genius, you have been accepted. And you're like, oh my God. So anyways, so I kind of look at this. I went through this emotionally, I guess is what I'm trying to share, trader psychology of it. Been really focused at school, really focused on family. Then the party was coming up, for the Super Bowl, which I've been prepping for. And then when the market opened, I was here the second the market opened because I'm a currency trader. Where else would I be? Right? The market opened. I saw it gap and everything. But I looked around and I just wasn't really super happy with anything. And I wasn't sure if it was me. I wasn't sure if it was the market. But I'm just like, I felt like if I threw down some trades, it would have been like gambling, so to speak. Like there was one that was a maybe, but there was lots of others that were not so good. So then it takes away credit from the one maybe, because like why would that one be good and everything else sucks, right? To me, if several suck, they all suck, right? So I just backed out and didn't really do anything. And I'm looking at now that it's been, I don't know, not well, more than 12 hours now. I'm okay with that. So we'll see how this shapes up. Maybe it's a breather week after NFP, kind of reset. I'm open-minded for this dollar strength to disappear. Like NFP created dollar strength, and all of a sudden that just is an opportunity to buy euro dollar low, for example, right? Could be. So, but were we in that situation? I'm like, well, no, right? So here's the short from NFP, which made money, by the way. So I look at this and I'm like, well, not quite. I could have done this in here, right? But at the open, it gapped down, but didn't really kick off anything. And then it kind of did in here. And I'm like, nah. But this may all work out. Here's Friday's short. I think we talked about it, NFP. 24.91. I think I even said it. I'm not entirely sure. So there's the short on Monday. And if this all comes together, then this can fall quite a bit further. Because I guess now I should draw it, right? What I'm doing is this is the weekly sell. This is the monthly sell. Okay. And where's the, like, so this is, I'll change color now. I'll do blue. This is a weekly buy, but this is the monthly buy. You see what that kind of sets up, in my opinion, something like, you know, yeah, same here, Travis. So that's that. That's all, So I'm treating it kind of like as a lazy day. Maybe I'll short-term sell into this because I actually want euro dollar to go up, but excuse me, I don't mind selling this at all. But so I'm kind of like in between, if that makes sense. Right? So anyways, why don't we call it a day? We can regroup as a community tomorrow. I'll be here 7:30 in the morning. And yeah, do you just want to hang out for half an hour, an hour? I'll turn the chill out music. I have some paperwork actually I need to do. so I could just chill out with you guys and stuff. And meanwhile, download the video and then upload the video and then post the video. Go through that routine. Cool. All right. So, anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And thanks for attending. Thank you for being a client to Traders Way. What? Travis, you're smoking a Cuban cigar right now? Deep in the mountains of Bali. Next 4 days. Then you're thinking, right on, Brady. Travis is in Boca. Cool, man. All right.